Welcome to another episode of ReflectInQuiry. Now, today's question is even now? I recently walked through one of those seasons where it felt like every week brought a new challenge. Just when it seemed like relief was maybe right around the corner, another hit came. Then, when I finally took a breath, another one followed. And well, let's just say it felt like the hits kept coming. And in the middle of a season like that, there was no shortage of advice. This is what you should do. Trust me, it'll get better. You're not praying hard enough. You're not believing hard enough. It's all about your mindset. People saying and offering what they believed was the right answer for that season. Have you done this or that or the other? So many voices, so many questions, so many challenges, and what felt like not a moment of relief. And then there was a resounding question that quietly popped up for me. In spite of it all, even if another hit comes, even if that prayer goes unanswered, will you still trust God through all of it? Not just in words, but in how you move, in how you wait, and how you respond. My honest reaction was to pause and to ask myself, could I truly say, yes, God, I trust you? I will trust God not just in words, but in how I lived through every new challenge. Then, with each new challenge, the question came up again. Do you still trust God in this? Then I found myself responding, yes, even now, I trust. Then another challenge, another disruption, another moment that asked the same thing again. Even now? Again, I answered, yes, even now. And then another challenge, another disruption, another moment that asked the same thing again. Even now? Whew. Now, it made me start to think about how easily trusting God specifically, can become transactional. It's easier to trust when things are going well, when life feels aligned, when outcomes make sense. Harder to do so when things begin to unravel, when plans fall apart, when the answers aren't always what we hoped for. And it made me wonder how many even now moments do we honestly have in us? Maybe we can say yes the first time, maybe even the fifth time. But what about the 50th time? Even then? Or does trusting God have its limits? Is there a point where we begin to pull that trust back? Sometimes the prayer is, God, if you would just save my sister, if you would just open this door, if you would just heal me of this, if you would just give me this opportunity, if, and the list goes on. And we may not always say it out loud, but beneath that request is a very fine print. Then I'll trust you. This reflection challenged me to ask something harder. Can I dare to say that even if God does none of these things that I'm asking for, even if that prayer feels like it's going unanswered time and time again, even if the opposite of what I hoped for actually happened, am I still rooted in the belief that God is trustworthy? And to say that, yes, even then, my trust remains. When things don't go as I hope, and maybe time and time again, are those the moments where my trust ends? Or are they actually the moments when trust truly begins? This question disrupted an easy and comfortable and conditional understanding of trust. It asked me to consider a trust that isn't built on outcomes, but on something deeper, on who I know God to be, who God just is. And I've been sitting with that. And truly have also noticed something else rising underneath it. Because when you stop attaching trust to outcomes, there can be a silent shift in the heart from trust to self protection. And honestly, I'm still learning to know the difference. What does it look like to become so rooted in who God is that no matter the circumstances, no matter the losses, no matter what lies ahead, no matter the number of hits, we can still say, even now, my trust remains. What does it look like to trust God without hardening our hearts? And what does trust look like even now?